Neith. 55 languages. Hide. Neith. The Egyptian goddess Neith, the primary lordess, bearing her war goddess symbols, the crossed arrows and shield on her head, the ankh, and the was scepter. She sometimes wears the red crown of Lower Egypt. Name in hieroglyphs. Or for other uses, see Neith, disambiguation. This article has multiple issues. Please help improve it or discuss these issues on the talk page. Learn how and when to remove these messages. This article needs additional citations for verification. March 2018. This article includes a list of general references, but it lacks sufficient corresponding inline citations. April 2010. Neith/Ni. Theta/ Greek, New Eta Theta, a borrowing of the demotic form Ancient Egyptian, Nt, also spelled Nit. Net, or Neat, was an ancient Egyptian deity, possibly of Libyan origin. She was connected with warfare, as indicated by her emblem of two crossed bows, and with motherhood, as shown by texts that call her the mother of particular deities, such as the sun god Ra and the crocodile god Sobuk. As a mother goddess, she was sometimes said to be the creator of the world. She also had a presence in funerary religion, and this aspect of her character grew over time. She became one of the four goddesses who protected the coffin and internal organs of the deceased. 6. Neith is one of the earliest Egyptian deities to appear in the archaeological record. The earliest signs of her worship date to the Naqada II period, c. 3600–3350 BC. 7–8. Her main cult center was the city of Sais in Lower Egypt, near the western edge of the Nile Delta. And some Egyptologists have suggested that she originated among the Libyan peoples who lived nearby. 910. She was the most important goddess in the early dynastic period, c. 3126–86 BC, and had a significant shrine at the capital, Memphis. In subsequent eras she lost her preeminence to other goddesses, such as Hathor, but she remained important, particularly during the 26th dynasty, 664–525 BC, when Sais was Egypt's. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Major cult center: Sais, Esna. Symbol: bow, shield, arrows, ankh. Loom, mummy cloth, click. Beetle 1. Parents: Nun, self-created. Consort: Gnum, 2 Set A. Offspring: Sobuk, 3 Ra, 4 Apep, B. 2 5 Circuit. Bronze statuette of Neith, wearing the red crown of Lower Egypt. The partially erased hieroglyphic inscriptions mention the name of Padi Hor, the British Museum, London. Neith illustration by Dubois in Champollion's Egyptian Pantheon. Capital. She was worshipped in many temples during the Greek and Roman periods of Egyptian history. Most significantly Esna in Upper Egypt, and the Greeks identified her with their goddess Athena. 11. Symbolism edit. In her usual representations, she is portrayed as a fierce deity, a woman wearing the red crown, occasionally holding or using the bow and arrow, in others, a harpoon. Neith also is a goddess of war and of hunting, and that is the symbolism depicted most often. Her symbol was 2 arrows crossed over a shield. 12. The hieroglyphs of her name usually are followed by a determinative containing the archery elements, with the shield symbol of the name being explained as either double bows, facing one another, intersected by two arrows, usually lashed to the bows, or, by other imagery associated with her worship. As she is connected with weaving, the symbol is sometimes suggested to be a shuttle. 1314 Her symbol also identified the city of Sais. 3 This symbol was displayed on top of her head in Egyptian art. In her form as a goddess of war, she was said to make the weapons of warriors and to guard their bodies when they died. As a deity, Neith is normally shown carrying the scepter, symbol of rule and power, and the ankh, symbol of life. She is associated with Mehet-Huret, as a cow who gives birth to the sun daily, whose name means great flood. 1516. In these forms, she is associated with the creation of both the primeval time and the daily recreation. As protectress of Ra or the king, she is represented as a Uraeus. 12 In time, this led to her being considered as the personification of the primordial waters of creation. 17. Neith is one of the most ancient deities associated with ancient Egyptian culture. Flinders Petrie 18 noted the earliest depictions of her standards were known in pre-dynastic periods, as can be seen from a representation of a bark bearing her crossed. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Arrow standards in the pre-dynastic period, as is displayed in the Ashmolean Museum, Oxford. Her first anthropomorphic representations occur in the early dynastic period, on a diorite vase of King New York Netir of the Second Dynasty. The vase was found in the step pyramid of Djoser, 3rd Dynasty, at Saqqara. That her worship predominated the early dynastic periods is demonstrated by a preponderance of theophoric names, personal names that incorporate the name of a deity, within which Neith appears as an element. Predominance of Neith's name in nearly 40% of early dynastic names, and particularly in the names of 4 royal women of the First Dynasty, clearly emphasizes the importance of this goddess in relation to the early society of Egypt, with special emphasis on association with the royal house. 19. In the very early periods of Egyptian history, the main iconographic representations of this goddess appear to have been limited to her hunting and war characteristics, although there is no Egyptian mythological reference to support the concept that this was her primary function as a deity. 20. It has been theorized that Neith's primary cult point in the Old Kingdom was established in Sais. Modern Sal Hagar, by Horaha of the First Dynasty, in an effort to placate the residents of Lower Egypt by the ruler of the unified country. Textual and iconographic evidence indicates that she was a national goddess for Old Kingdom Egypt, with her own sanctuary in Memphis, indicating the high regard held for her. There, she was known as north of her wall, as counterpoise to Ta'as south of his wall epithet. While Neith is generally regarded as a deity of Lower Egypt, her worship was not consistently located in that delta region. Her cult reached its height in Sais and apparently in Memphis in the Old Kingdom, and remained important, although to a lesser extent, through the Middle and New Kingdom. Her cult regained cultural prominence again during the 26th dynasty when worship at Sais flourished again, as well as at Esna in Upper Egypt. Neith's symbol and part of her hieroglyph also bore a resemblance to a loom, 21 and so in later syncretization of Egyptian myths by the Greek ruling class of that time she was conflated with Athena, a Greek deity of war and weaving. 22. Sometimes Neith was pictured as a woman nursing a baby crocodile, and she then was addressed with the title, Nurse of Crocodiles, reflecting a southern provincial mythology in Upper Egypt that she served as either the mother of the crocodile god, Sobuk, as the mother of Ra, in her Mehet-Huret form, she was sometimes described as the great cow who gave birth to Ra as a maternal Figure: beyond being the birth mother of the sun god Ra, Neith is associated with Sobek as her son. As early as the pyramid texts, but in later religious conventions that paired deities, no male deity is consistently identified with her in a pair, and so, she often is represented without one. Later triad associations made with her have little or no religious or mythological supporting references, appearing to have been made by political or regional associations only. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Some modern writers assert that they may interpret that as her being androgynous, since Neith is the creator capable of giving birth without a partner, asexually, and without association of creation with sexual imagery, as seen in the myths of Adam and other creator deities, which in turn led to her being accredited as the creator of birth itself. 23. However, her name always appears as feminine. Eric Hornung interprets that in the 11th hour of the Amduate, Neith's name appears written with a phallus. 24. In reference to Neith's function as creator with both male and female characteristics. Peter Kaplany has said in the Lexikon der Ägyptologie, Die Deutung von Neith als NJT Vernianung ist sekundar. Neith ist die weibliche Entsprechung zu NW, W, dem Gott der Erflut, nun end. Now net. 25. She was considered to be eldest of the ancient Egyptian deities. Neith is said to have been born the first, in the time when as yet there had been no birth. 26. In the pyramid texts, Neith is paired with the goddess Selkut as the two braces for the sky, which places these goddesses as the supports for the heavens, CPT 1040 AD, following Jake Wynne. Griffiths, The Conflict of Horus and Seth, London, 1961, p. 1. This ties in with the vignette in the Contendings of Horus and Seth when, as the most ancient among them, Neith is asked by the deities to decide who should rule. She was appealed to as an arbiter in the dispute between Horus and Seth. In her message of reply, Neith selects Horus, and says she will cause the sky to crash to the earth if he is not selected. 22. The click beetle, likely specifically Agrypnus notodonta, is one of the beetles depicted in ancient Egyptian art. The shape of the beetle resembles the shape of some ancient Egyptian shields, and necklaces with beads shaped like the beetle have been found. Additionally, the beetles have been found depicted as part of a symbol of Neith. 27. This association appears as early as the Proto-Dynastic period, and may be the origin of one of Neith's stylized cult signs. 28. Attributes edit. This section needs additional citations for verification. Please help improve this article by adding citations to reliable sources in this section. Unsourced material may be challenged and removed. June 2022, learn how and when to remove this message. An analysis of her attributes shows Neith was a goddess with many roles. From pre-dynastic and early dynasty periods, she was referred to as an opener of the ways, same as Wepvaat, 15, which may have referred, not only to her leadership in hunting and war but also as a psychopomp in cosmic and underworld pathways, escorting souls. References to Neith as the opener of paths occurs in Dynasty 4 through Dynasty 6, and Neith is seen in the titles of women serving as priestesses of the goddess. Such epithets include: explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Aegis of Neith, 26th. Dynasty of Egypt, Museum of Fine Arts of Lyon. Priestess of Neith who opens all the pathways, priestess of Neith who opens the good pathways, priestess of Neith who opens the way in all her places. El Said, I, 67-69. El Said asserts his belief that Neith should be seen as a parallel to Wepvaat, the ancient jackal god of Upper Egypt, who was associated in that southern region with both royalty in victory and as a psychopomp for the dead. The main imagery of Neith as Wepvaet was as the deity of the unseen and limitless sky, as opposed to representations of Nut and Hathor, who respectively represented the manifested night and day skies. 29 Neith's epithet as the opener of the sun's paths in all her stations refers to how the sun is reborn, due to seasonal changes, at various points in the sky, underneath his control of all. Beyond the visible world, of which only a glimpse is revealed prior to dawn and after sunset. It is at these changing points that Neith reigns as a form of sky goddess, where the sun rises and sets daily, or at its first appearance to the sky above and below. It is at these points, beyond the sky that is seen, that Neith's true power as the deity who creates life is manifested. Citation needed. Georges St. Clair noted that Neith is represented at times as a cow goddess with a line of stars across her back 26, as opposed to representations of Nut with stars across the belly, cl. Sade, 2, document 644, and maintained this indicated that Neith represents the full ecliptic circle around the sky, above and below, and is seen iconographically in ancient texts as both the regular and the inverted determinative for the heavenly vault, indicating the cosmos below the horizon. St. Clair maintained it was this realm that Neith personified, for she is the complete sky that surrounds the upper, Nut, and lower, Nunet, sky, and who exists beyond the horizon, and thereby, beyond the skies themselves. Neith, then, is that portion of the cosmos that is not seen, and in which the sun is reborn daily, below the horizon, which may reflect the statement assigned to Neith as I come at dawn and at sunset daily. 30. Since Neith also was goddess of war, she thus had an additional association with death. In this function, she shot her arrows into the enemies of the dead, and thus she began to be viewed as a protector of the dead, often appearing as a Urias snake to drive off intruders and those who would harm the deceased. In this form she is represented in the tomb of Tutankhamun. She also is shown as the protectress of one of the four sons of Horus, specifically Duamutef, the god who protected the stomach. Through her role as a goddess of weaving, she was associated with the wrappings of mummies. 31. Mythology edit. In some ancient Egyptian creation myths, Neith was identified as the mother of Ra and Apep. When she was identified as a water goddess, she was viewed as the mother of Sobuk, the crocodile. 32. It was because of this association with water, i.e. the Nile, that during pairing of deities she explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Egyptian war goddess. Neith wearing the Dishret crown of northern, lower Egypt, which bears the cobra of Wajet. Sometimes was considered the wife of Khnum and sometimes was associated with the source of the river Nile. In that cult center, she also was associated with the Nile perch as well as being the goddess of the triad. As the goddess of creation and weaving, she was said to reweave the world on her loom daily. An interior wall of the temple at Esna records an account of creation in which Neith brings forth the Nun, the first land, from the primeval waters. All that she conceived in her heart comes into being, including all 30 deities. Having no husband, she has been described as Virgin Mother Goddess. Unique goddess, mysterious and great who came to be in the beginning and caused everything to come to be. The Divine Mother of Ra, who shines on the horizon. 4. Proclus, 412–485 AD, wrote that the Adidon of the Temple of Neith in Sais, of which nothing now remains, carried the following inscription: I am the things that are, that will be, and that have been. No one has ever laid open the Garment by which I am concealed. The fruit which I brought forth was the sun. 33. It was said that Neith interceded in the kingly war between Horus and Set, over the Egyptian throne, recommending that Horus rule. A great festival, called the Feast of Lamps, was held annually in honor of Neith and, according to the Greek historian Herodotus, her devotees burned a multitude of lights in the open air all night. During the celebration. Syncretic relationships edit. The Greek historian Herodotus, c. 484–c. 425 BC, noted that the Egyptian citizens of Sais in Egypt worshipped Neith. Citation needed in his dialogue Timaeus. The Greek philosopher Plato has Critias say that the Greek name of Neith is Athena. 34. The English Egyptologist E. A. Wallace Butch suggested that the Christian biblical account of the flight into Egypt as recorded in the apocryphal Gospels was directly influenced by stories about Isis and Horus. Budge argued that the writers of these Gospels ascribed to Mary, the mother of Jesus, many peculiarities which, at the time of the rise of Christianity, were perceived as belonging to both Isis and Neith, for example, the parthenogenesis concept shared by both Neith and Mary. 35. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Statuette of Neith. Louvre. Neith has been speculated by some scholars, such as J. Gwyn Griffiths and Jan Assmann, to be the actual goddess depicted in the 1st and 2nd century Greek historian Plutarch's description of the veil of Isis in his On Isis and Osiris. The veiled Isis is a motif which associates her with mystery and ceremonial magic. Plutarch described the statue of a seated and veiled goddess in the Egyptian city of Sais. 36–37. He identified the goddess as Athena, whom the Egyptians consider to be Isis. 36. However, Sais was the cult center of the goddess Neith, whom the Greeks compared to their goddess Athena, and could have been the goddess that Plutarch spoke of. 38. More than 300 years after Plutarch, the Neoplatonist philosopher Proclus wrote of the same statue in Book I of his commentaries on Plato's Timaeus. In this version, a statement is added, the fruit of my womb was the sun. 37, which could further be associated with Neith, due to her being the mother of the sun god Ra. See also edit. Neith, hypothetical moon, of Venus. People named after Neith. Neith-hotep, wife of the first king of a unified ancient Egypt, Narmer, or of Hor-Aha, the mother of Enseo, ruler with Jur, and who may have ruled in her own right during the first dynasty. Merneith, a woman who served as consort and regent of ancient Egypt and who may have ruled in her own right during the first dynasty. Neith, wife of Pepi II, and the mother of another king of ancient Egypt, perhaps Nemtimsef II. Mereneith, official and priest of the New Kingdom. Notes edit. A. According to some variations of the Horus and Set myth, Neith seduced Set while Horus healed after Set removed his eyes. Later she would give him the Semitic goddesses Anat and Astarte as consorts. B. Due to his serpentine shape, Apep was said to have originated from Ra's umbilical cord. See Apep. References edit. Citations edit. 1. The symbolism and significance of the butterfly in ancient Egypt, PDF. 2. Najovitz 2003, p. 102. 3. A. B. Fleming and Lothian 1997, p. 62. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. 4. A. B. Lesko 1999, pages 60–63. 5. Wilkinson 2003, p. 183. 6. Wilkinson, Richard H. 2003. The Complete Gods and Goddesses of Ancient Egypt. Thames and Hudson. Pages 156–157. 7. Hollis, Susan Tower, 2020. 5 Egyptian goddesses, their possible beginnings, actions, and relationships in the 3rd millennium BCE. Bloomsbury Academic. Pages 8-9. 8 Hendricks, Stan, 1996. 2 Proto-dynastic objects in Brussels and the origin of the Bilobate cult. Sign of Neith. The Journal of Egyptian Archaeology, 82. p. 39. 9 Lesko, Barbara S. 1999, The Great Goddesses of Egypt. University of Oklahoma Press. p. 47. 10 Hollis, Susan Tower, 2020. 5 Egyptian goddesses, their possible beginnings, actions, and relationships in the 3rd millennium BCE. Bloomsbury Academic. p. 20. 11 Wilkinson, Richard H. 2003. The Complete Gods and Goddesses of Ancient Egypt. Thames and Hudson. Pages 158-159. 12 A. B. Wilkinson 2003, p. 158. 13 Neith. brooklynmuseum.org. Retrieved July 6, 2024. 14 Watterson 1984, p. 174. 15 A. B. Knit, Neith, Goddess of Weaving, War, Hunting and the Red Crown, Creator Deity, Mother of R.A. TuriGYPT.net. Retrieved July 6, 2024. 16 Wilkinson 2003, pages 157, 174. 17 Neith. worldhistory.org. Retrieved July 6, 2024. 18 Petrie and Mace 1901, p. 16. 19 Lesko 1999, pages 48-49. 20 Watterson 1984, p. 176. 21 Simon 2002, p. 275. 22 A. B. Wilkinson 2003, p. 157. 23 Deities in Ancient Egypt, Neith. EgyptianMuseum.org. Retrieved July 4, 2024. 24 Das Amduate, Teal I, Text, 188, No 800, AG. ABH, Band 7, Wiesbaden, 1963. 25 Schlichting 1982, p. 393. 26 A. B. St. Clair 1898, p. 176. 27 Haynes, Don. The Symbolism and Significance of the Butterfly in Ancient Egypt, PDF. 28 Hendricks, Stan, 1996. 2 Proto-dynastic objects in Brussels and the origin of the Bilobate cult. Sign of Neith. The Journal of Egyptian Archaeology. 82, 2342. doi, 10.2307/3822112. ISSN 0307. 5133. Jaster 382-2112. 29 Neith. globalegyptianmuseum.org. Retrieved July 6, 2024. 30 St. Clair 1898, p. 177. 31 Wilkinson 2003, pages 157-158. 32 Fleming and Lothian 1997, p. 33. 33 Taylor 1820, p. 82. 34 Plato, Timaeus, section 21e. www.perseus.tufts.edu. Retrieved September 4, 2024. 35 Budge 1904, p. 220. 36 A. B. Griffiths 1970, p. 131. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. 37 A. B. Assman 1997, pages 118-119. 38 Griffiths 1970, p. 283. Works cited edit. Assman, Jan, 1997. Moses the Egyptian, The Memory of Egypt in Western Monotheism. Harvard University Press. ISBN 978-0-674-58738-0. Butch, E. A. Wallace, 1904. The Gods of the Egyptians or Studies in Egyptian Mythology. Volume 2. London, Methuen and Co. Retrieved November 12, 2023. Fleming, Fergus, Lothian, Alan, 1997. The Way to Eternity, Egyptian Myth. Amsterdam. Time Life Books. ISBN 978-0-70543503-1. Retrieved November 11, 2023. Griffiths, Jake Wynne, ed. 1970. Plutarch's De Icide et Osiride. University of Wales Press. Capper, Olaf E. 2003. The Egyptian God Tutu, A Study of the Sphinx God and Master of Demons with a Corpus of Monuments. Peters Publishers. ISBN 9789042912175. Lesko, Barbara S. 1999. The Great Goddesses of Egypt. University of Oklahoma Press. Pages 60-63. ISBN 0-80613202-7. Najovitz, Simpson R. 2003. Egypt, Trunk of the Tree, Vol. I. A Modern Survey of an Ancient Land. Algora Publishing. ISBN 9780875862347. Petrie, W. M. Flinders, Mace, Arthur C. 1901. Dios Polis Parva, The Cemeteries of Abadia and Who, 1898-9. London, The Egypt Exploration Fund. Retrieved November 11, 2023. Schlichting, Robert, 1982. Helk, Wolfgang, Westendorf, Wolfhart, eds. Lexicon der Egyptology Band 4, Megiddo-Pyramiden. Wiesbaden, O. Harasowitz. ISBN 3-447-02262. 0 retrieved November 11, 2023. Shaw, Ian, Nicholson, Paul, 1995. The British Museum Dictionary of Ancient Egypt. 2002 ed. Cairo, The American University in Cairo Press. ISBN 977424762-0. Retrieved November 11, 2023. Simon, Catherine, 2002. Redford, Donald B. ed. The Ancient Gods Speak, A Guide to Egyptian Religion. Oxford, Oxford University Press. ISBN 978-0-19-515401-6. Retrieved November 11, 2023. Richter, Barbara A. April 15, 2016. The Theology of Hathor of Dendera, Oral and Visual Scribal. Techniques in the Per-Wer Sanctuary. ISD LLC. ISBN 9781937040529. St. Clair, George, 1898. Creation Records Discovered in Egypt, Studies in the Book of the Dead. London, Harrison and Sons. Retrieved November 11, 2023. Taylor, Thomas, 1820. Proclus, The Commentaries of Proclus on the Timaeus of Plato, in 5 books. A.J. Valpy. p. 82. Watterson, Barbara, 1984. The Gods of Ancient Egypt. New York, Facts on File Publications. ISBN 978-0-8160-1111-7. Retrieved November 11, 2023. Wilkinson, Richard H. 2003. The Complete Gods and Goddesses of Ancient Egypt, 2017. Paperback ed. London, Thames and Hudson. ISBN 978-0-500-28424-7. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Further reading edit. El Said, Ramadan, 1982. La DSE Neith de Sayas. Cairo, Institut Français d'Archéologie. Oriental. Tower Hollis, Susan, 1995. 5 Egyptian Goddesses in the 3rd Millennium BC, Neith, Hathor. Nut, Isis, Nephthys. KMT, Journal of Ancient Egypt 5/4. Mallet, Dominique, 1888. L'École de Neith Assayas. Paris, Leroux. Alton Muller, Hartwig. Zum Ursprung von Isis und Nephthys. Studien zur Altägyptischen Kultur. 27, 1999 1-26. Accessed June 15, 2020. www.jstore.org/stable/25152793. El Said, Ramadan. Les rôles attribués à la DSE Neith dans certains des textes des Circules. Orientalia, Nova Series, 43, 1974 275-94. Accessed June 15, 2020. www.jstore.org/stable/43074608. Hendricks, Stan. 2 Proto-Dynastic Objects in Brussels and the Origin of the Bilobate Cult. Sign of Neith. The Journal of Egyptian Archaeology 82, 1996 23-42. Accessed June 15, 2020. doi 10.2307/3822112. External links edit. Categories: Chaos, Cosmogony, Childhood Goddesses, Creator Goddesses, Death Goddesses, Egyptian Goddesses, Hunting Goddesses, Nile Delta, Sea and River Goddesses, Sky and Weather Goddesses, Time and Fate Goddesses, Tutelary Deities, War Goddesses, Wisdom Goddesses, Textiles and Folklore, Cattle Deities. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF.